What's up, friends? Today we are going to take a look at the Slate All Access Pass and what it has included in it. Some plugins that I use every single day. So let's check it out. Okay, we're just gonna jump on in this project and open up a few of these just to kind of show you what they are. This is the Infinity EQ. It's one of my favorite EQs that I have. I love all the different features of it. You can have all the control in the world. You can decide your patterns for your splicing right here. You can move even frequencies up and down. This controls your band, so how skinny or how big it is, and then you just can click anywhere and create something new. So, and then if you want to get rid of it, you just hit this X. So it's really, really precise in giving you the right amount of balance and EQ there. One big plugin that you get is this virtual mix rack. And this thing is great because you get all of these things. I'm scrolling through them. You can see them right here. I'm just going down. So you got EQs, compressors, and it all mimics analog gear really, really well. So instead of spending $50,000 to $250,000 on all of this analog gear and then paying the electric bill to keep it on and running, you have it all in the box, and it is pretty close in my opinion. So there's a few things that are really great. We have preamps here. We have tube and regular preamps that mimic, so you can drop that on a vocal to get that extra boost or saturation that you want. You can put it on any microphone and be able to just kind of get that little bit of extra color and warmth and saturation there. They have all kinds of things, a really nice trimmer, so you can put that on your tracks and use it to control volumes and boost volumes and things like that. They have all kinds of analog compressors. Right now I'm using this brand new one, the custom Opto. This like dropped last week. It's a really, really good compressor, and it has peak control. Really good peak control, and you can choose from flat, smooth, warm, aggro, airy, and it really does change the sound of the vocal. So right now I'm working on a song that I know the vocalist very well. It's myself. So I know how my voice reacts to different things. And right now I have the Infinity EQ on there and the virtual mix rack with just a lifter here and this brand new custom Opto. And what I'll go ahead and do is show you what it sounds like with it off. There's a few other effects on here. There's reverb and some of the waves compressors that I use on everything. Those are kind of like a starting point, and then the virtual mix rack kind of just like brings it all out. All right, so I went ahead and took the lifter off so that you could hear just the custom Opto. So I'm going to give it a play with the custom Opto off and then play it with it on, and then you'll be able to hear the difference. So here's with it off. I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. Oh, I'd be so better without me in the way. Oh, I could be better. Oh, I would be better. Oh, I could be better without me in the way. No. Okay, and then here is with it on. I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. So better without me in the way. Oh, I could be better. Oh, I would be better. Oh, I could be better without me in the way. No. So you can hear the difference. It just lifts it a little bit without dragging it out of the mix, and I really love that. I have it set on the warm setting here. Another plugin that I use every day on every mix is the Verb Classics, and we'll go ahead and drag this down so you can see it. So you have this really, really good control on the dry wet signal and the gain of the reverb, as well as your attack, pre-delay, chorus, width, and the decay here. And then you have your EQ settings over here on the left. One of the things that I really like about this is, so the vocalist that I'm working with today is me, so I like to drench it. I like to really, really reverb the crap out of my vocal without causing any problems with the enunciation. You can still hear what I'm saying. So what I like to do is, instead of sending it to a bus for my vocal, I use this feature to have the dry wet on it. So I put it directly onto the track. So I like having this much control because then I don't have to create a bus and then create another bus to get that extra reverb. I can just put it right on. So I'm going to go ahead and play it without the Verb Suite Classics really quick, and then I'll play it with them on. I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. Oh, I'd be so better without me in the way. Oh. And then we're going to turn it back on. I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. Oh, I'd be so better without me in the way. Oh, I could be better. Oh, I would be better. Oh, I could be better without me in the way. No. So that is basically the best reverb. They also have a whole other line called Lustrous Plates, which are all plate reverbs that are based off of analog plates. So that's another really cool one as well that you can throw on guitars and instruments and even vocal to get even that deeper, crispier reverb. But this is one that I use every day. So I just want to show you plugins that I use all the time from this bundle. All right, so there's another one we could take a look at here. This is the repeater. This is something that I use also every single mix. I don't think there's a single mix that I've done in the past, however long I've had this bundle, where I didn't put this on here. So there's a lot of really cool features, and this is analog in the box. That's the whole thing about Steven Slate. You can have ping pong with, you can choose your spread. You can choose if you want it to sound more analog. Here's the feedback, and I have it in the stereo mode because I do want the ping pong, and in order to get the ping pong you have to have it in stereo mode. So you can control the feedback and it pulls it from both. Then you can control the delay here, and then there's a button over here that says color. I really like to use this because it takes kind of like that tinny sound of a delay and adds a little bit of warmth to it. You can also cut your highs here. So if you have something that you want to delay that's really SE and you don't want to go through side chaining it to only delay certain times, you can just kind of do a cut to create like a low pass filter on it. Then you can create how loud you want the actual delay. So for this one, what I do is I put this on one side of the guitars, one side of hi-hats, anything that I want to just kind of sound a little bit more big in the mix. And I don't have to worry about it sounding digitally enhanced. So what I've done for this one is I duplicated my vocal track and I put this on the duplicated track to just kind of balance it in the mix. Now when you're listening to both of them, it just kind of sounds balanced and in there, but when this one on its own, you can hear the ping pong delay, and that's what causes it to sit in the mix. So let's listen to it with the repeater here. I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. Oh, I'd be so better without me in the way. So when you add that to all of the other plugins on the main vocal, I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. Oh, I'd be so better without me in the way. And then when it goes in with the music, you can barely hear it, but it just causes it to sit in the mix. So what I'll do is I'll play it with that track muted, and then I'll play it without. So here's with that track muted. I know I could be better. I know that I'd be better. Oh, I'd be so better without me in the way. Oh, I could be better. Oh, I would be better. Oh, I could be better without me in the way. No. So you can hear how now it sits really, really nicely like into the mix. So that's another one that I use all the time. Let's just take a look at some of the other plugins. I don't have them set on a track here, but let's just take a look at them. I'm just going to open something up here, and we are going to look at all of the options. What we have is we have a bunch. We have the Elosis, which has a EQ air, which is really, really neat. And we have the de-esser, which is one of the best de-essers that I've ever seen. It gives you a lot of control over everything. Then we have the Lustrous Plates, which is that plate reverb that I was telling you about. And I'll just open that up for you so you can take a peek at it. So here's the Lustrous Plates. You have a chrome plate, silver plate, steel plate, rhodium, and you can all change all the settings in here and your EQs and the dampener input and output levels. So it's really, really neat. And then we have the kilohertz, which has all these different kind of things in it. But one thing that I like about this is that you open this multipass and you can put in as many of those plugins as you want into like another little mix rack. So you can build custom vocal chains. Let's say that you work with an artist or you're doing your own music and you know every time what you're going to want to put with like the little adjustment. You can do presets in here with all these different plugins and bam, you're good to go. They also have presets in here. So if you wanted to browse presets, you can go down here and pick different things. So like, you know, Slate Digital presets. And if you say you want drum punch, you'd click that, you'd open it up. So I want drum punch, and there's everything preset for you to get more punchy drums. It's literally the fastest workflow in the whole world if you want to use this. And it's great with learning, because as you're learning and you say, well, I don't know how to make a drum punch. Well, here we go. We just pick the preset and then we play with the knobs until we get something that we like. So the multipass is the way to go with the kilohertz. Then we have the guitar overloud, the through Slate. So this is all your guitar modifications and amp sims. That's the word I'm looking for. It's all your amp sims and virtual amps and guitar pedals. That's included, and it's really, really cool. Another thing that they have is all these separated compressors that you can use. They have fresh air, which is really great for a pop vocal, and adding just like all the airiness and breath that you would want in there. They also have the Sonic Academy lessons on their website, which is really great. But they also have this Anna too. And so I'm going to open this up. All right. And here is your Ultra Bundle 2 Anna. Not only is it absolutely stunning, I mean, come on, look at this thing. But there are tons and tons of presets. And this is a very good synthesizer. And they have, you know, anything you want. So let's say, okay, well, I want to do bass and I want complectro and I want all of them. I want every preset. So you can go in here, choose which one that you want here. And then once you make a selection, you can go in here and make changes on the delay, the filter. There's even a built-in modulator. So if you don't have a MIDI keyboard with these mod roll controllers, that's what I'm calling. That's a technical term, mod controllers. You can do that right there on your computer instead of having to buy a fancy MIDI keyboard, and then you can just use any keyboard with a USB. You can use this to make millions of different song variations. I'm actually going to do a separate demo of this Ultra Bundle and a 2 Ultra Bundle once I am done playing with the upgrade they just dropped. I'm going to do a full one of that. So that's just some of the plugins that you get with the Steven Slate bundle. I hope this helps push you over the edge if you're interested in getting this bundle. It is $9 a month, $9.99 a month for 6 months, and then $15 a month after that, and it is worth it. It is worth every dollar. You're getting $5,000 plus worth of plugins and sample packs and lessons for $10 a month. It's literally less than Netflix. So go ahead and grab it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like these videos. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day.